we're kicking the day off with Black Red Burn. The decklist is interesting. It's basically just a bunch of reach and then Electrostatic Field, which Field's been a card I've been really impressed with in the Mono Red Phoenix deck that we've played a couple of times. Worth noting, we're in black for Sovereign's Bite and Sword Point Diplomacy. So we got Sword Point Diplomacy and Risk Factor as ways to draw a bunch of different cards with this deck, as well as some Angraths in the sideboard. Angrath in the sideboard. So let's dive into a few games here and see how this aggressive deck does. Did I say 1? Probably said 1-ish. I believe the schedule says 1:30. Yeah, schedule says 1:30. I took out the tapped lands. I don't know that you can play this deck without the tapped lands. You need the fixing. Like, I agree that tapped lands is pretty bad in an aggressive deck, but like, you need to be able to cast your spells. Nah, I'm not really a big fan of renting things. Unless you're someone that plans to change decks 4 times a week, it's usually better to just buy stuff on Magic Online. Because the thing you need to remember about Magic Online is basically everybody rents everything. What's going on, Ozar? Christy, I dressed myself today, thank you very much. She might have picked this shirt out at the store, but I did pick it out of the closet myself. I felt like the red was on theme. We're gonna have, we've taken, this is a sorcerer, so let's just do that. We've taken the shilling. We're gonna have next level shilling later, chat. We've got big sponsors now. Big sponsors. At least for the afternoon. The bounty board's great. If you didn't see my tweet and you're not in Discord. Alright, this is not going well for our hero so far. That being said, our opponent appears to be playing a control deck, and they've missed their 4th land drop. We found it this turn, so probably going to be okay for us. I think we just hang tight here. I don't think there's any reason to play this into a counterspell here. Again, remember, the key turn when you're playing against these control decks is you want to be playing into their mana when they have 4 mana up, so they can't just Chemist's Insight for free. I'm not sure we can beat a Teferi. Am I supposed to just spend 5 on this? I think I'm supposed to just spend 5 on this. That doesn't feel like a winning proposition, but I also don't think we're beating this drawing a bunch of cards.
No more games. Hurry.
You saw a tweet that I wanted fries. Their fries are pretty good, to be fair. As an American, I appreciate fries. I think I'm playing that land out. I think I want to be able to like cast a bunch of spells when we draw with Risk Factor here eventually. Let's do this now. That makes sense.
We need to move quickly.
We need to move quickly. Quiggly. What's going on, Hippity? Life is swell. Like, I dealt 5 to Teferi last time, and I felt really bad about it. Like, they could be at 5 right now, instead they're at 10. Yeah, maybe I messed up. I was supposed to just ignore Teferi. I don't know, like, they'd have drawn 2 more cards. We did have a Teferi sitting at, like, 7 right now. It's in 2018, it can be warm inside while it's cold outside. It's truly wonderful.
no time for a break.
I think I just hang out and draw some spells here. So they're at 7. At least we don't have to worry about them like casting Sphinx's Revelation, right? Their draw X spell deals damage instead of gaining health. Evolving Wild inside of Jeskai is interesting.
Keep up the pace.
Are you a French fry and vanilla frosty person? Not chocolate frosty. You can still put fries in that though. We will be having a segment later today that's sponsored by Wendy's. Like most bounty board things, I get paid based on viewer count, so I'm gonna wait until we have more people built up. Probably do it. Usually the highest viewer count's like 2/3 of the way into a stream. I don't know exactly when. Probably a couple hours from, or 3 or 4 hours from now. 5, 6 o'clock is probably about when we peak. I would like to your face. Yeah, Jeskai generally doesn't have a ton of counters in the main deck. Usually it's like 5 or 6 game 1, if that. Boop. Boop him on the nose. Like, Teferi's at 7 here is the issue.
Hold that thought.
Like I said, I think I punted by killing the first Teferi. And like, felt like it was gonna be wrong as I was doing it. Alright, you have a counterspell? What? What? Okay. Sure. 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 Let's go with sure. I'm gonna go with sure. All right, so this is probably a shock out match. I feel like any matchup where shock doesn't have kill target creature text box, it probably gets cut. Soon to be knighted, Sheik. Thank you for the 11 months. Welcome back. I appreciate that. What do you think of this? Just like extra Banefire, Duress, Angrath in, cut the Lava Coil and the shocks. I think that's fine. I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm pretty sure I punted my sequencing that game and should not have started by killing their first Teferi. Yeah, we got 2 Banefires. We got one in the main and one in the sideboard. Come eat pizza. Thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. I'm gonna pass on the pizza for now though, because I just ate lunch. Welcome back. Thanks for supporting my content here. With Prime, you have to wait until your sub is up. With if you're subscribing with like a credit card or PayPal, you should be able to set it up to auto renew. I feel like most of my games are gonna last a little bit, so I think keeping a hand like this is fine. GP starts tomorrow, usually about 10 local. So 10 local is about 21 hours from now. Yeah, 21 hours from now, give or take. Yeah, I'm just gonna like hang out and make all my land drops here. Sure.
I can no longer stand by and watch. Let's skip to the good part.
Am I supposed to just jam him here? I think I'm supposed to kill Teferi. I know I said I was wrong last time, but like, I don't have the tools to go long this game. I don't have the tools to end the game fast this game, so I'm pretty sure he's just gonna die.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
What's going on, Kason? Alright, so there should be Fight with Fire in my deck. Alright, just never beating that card. I guess Banefire technically kills it too. Is Duress even good here? Is Angrath good? Maybe? I think so. Make them discard a card and like lose 2 health is pretty good. Yeah, borrowing Niv is also like reasonable, especially with all the other cards in our deck. Let's try this. I don't know. I don't actually know what I'm doing. What's going on, Blazekin? It seems pretty good. Turn 2 field on the play. Sign me up. Needs a third land pretty desperately, but if we hit that, we'll be well on our way. Yeah, if Angrath is good anywhere, it's this matchup. This is certainly the Angrath matchup. Do you have a Lava Coil? You do not. That's exciting. Look at that. Temple of Tilt, but better than missing a land drop, to be fair. I hope they have like 3 copies of, what's the Seal Away? Is that the card? Alright, upstairs. Mana's definitely going to be our bottleneck here, so we just want to like poke them as much as possible. Deal. How about a little sword point diplomacy? What? What? Yes. Resolves. Your move, Yugi boy. Ghost noises, Phantom of Hooglandia. Oh no, the Plague Hooglandian has died. We need more browbeats, right? Can I get more browbeats? Where are my browbeats at? I mean, can they doesn't it ask them one at a time which one they want to do? Alright, I'm gonna deal 1 damage and draw 3 cards here. Come on, give me my cards. What? Sure. Which one did they get rid of? The Wizard Lightning? Good afternoon. I've been using my Harry's kit and I love it. Funny fact, at the house I rented, there was a drawer in the bathroom with the old roommate had 6 extra sets of Harry's blades. Nice. Did you? I don't know. That was interesting. Let's call it interesting. JW Player, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome to everybody. Got 400 people in here already. Happy Friday, folks. Yeah, I think the planned solution for the 5th card problem is very reasonable. The you just can't open them makes a lot of sense. During the Jund Astastic Dino League with Bamonte joined in, you were talking about the Naya Dinosaur with Clarion and Ripjaw, and that sounds like something I want to do with my life. My goal is to use my tier 3 stuff to put that in the queue. Did you have a list for it? If you just say Naya Dinos, I can find a deck list. I think I'm just gonna... Do I play this other field? I think I'm gonna play... Nah, I don't want to play the other field into a sweeper here. How will no duplicate protection work with draft picks? I have no idea. Do I look like Wizards of the Coast? Like, I'm just a dude streaming Magic. I don't have all the answers for you. That's vomit inducing. Can I ever beat that card? That's just like completely unbeatable, right? I can't cast 2 spells here. I can deal 5/9. They're just gonna gain 5 a turn. I just needed to hit lands that game. I might have been able to erase that if I hit some lands. I'll board like we boarded last time. Nope. That's it. Yep, perfect. I mean, if my opponent never casts another spell for the rest of the game, you're right. I could probably win that game. In a world where my opponent, like, plays another magic card, I'm not beating the Lyra plus another magic card. You're right that I could definitely beat just the Lyra. What I wasn't beating is them having anything else. Yeah, most likely under. They've not fixed anything, DMS. They publish an official statement with how they intend to fix the issue. But they have not ironed out all the details, and they said it's not going to be implemented till Q1 of next year. Hey, look, there's creatures in our deck. I almost forgot we had Ghitus and Vanishos. Like, we just haven't drawn them so far. Is there a mountain in the sideboard? There's a mountain in the sideboard. It's probably supposed to come into this matchup. Oh, the app is bugged and doesn't show basics in the board, right? I think that's true. Non-striped zebra, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Think about Active Treason in this deck. What does Active Treason do? Why do I want to play it? What problem does my deck have that's being solved by playing Active Treason? That's the question you always want to ask yourself. You always want to approach deck building in a fix problem type mindset. How are you fixing a problem? What issue are you solving? This is standard, yep. We play pretty much all constructed on this channel, which means if we're playing Magic Arena, we're playing standard. That's true. We do basically have Active Treason in our deck. Active Treason could solve the Lyra problem. It doesn't solve the Lyra problem. It undoes one Lyra hit. It doesn't solve anything. It just like undoes one hit. It doesn't undo Lyra. And that's why it's so useful for me to be able to ask the question like, what problem are we solving? Because that can give me a better way to say, okay, how do I actually like interact with you and like help you understand why something's good or not? It's pretty decent. I wonder if these Duresses are actually good. Like looking at this hand, these Duresses are like actually just better as shocks, right? Maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Excuse me. Negate. Rude. Second verse, same as the first. A little bit louder and a whole lot worse. Sure. I think I take this opportunity to stick Electrostatic Field. The fact that they like bounced it back to my hand probably means they don't have a lot of answers. Well, they did just top something here. That's a little scary. Stop by to drop my Bezo bucks. Thank you, Equinox. Hope you're having a good semester. I appreciate the 19 months. Welcome back.
You need to slow down.
This is each opponent, right? So I can't redirect that. Yeah, so do I strike their dome and put them to 2 here? Probably, right? Probably better to put them to 2 than to hit Teferi. Yeah, I have another field coming up. The face is the place.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Yeah, that's true. Duress is pulling counter spells out for 1 mana. It seems like they serve their purpose. Hope everyone has a great weekend. What's going on, Sean? Thanks for the 4 months. Welcome back. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Deckmaster is quite fantastic. Just like completely changes the dynamic of live Magic. Yeah, we're just super dead, right? Womp womp. I'm curious to see how this goes. I don't know if this has. It feels to me on the like looking at this, I feel like it wouldn't have enough closing power to like be able to race like the green black mid range decks like Wild Growth Walker and stuff like that. But I'm really interested to see how it plays out. One more land would have been lethal without a counterspell. How's that? The turn you play Double Duress, do you think it's correct to start with field into Double Duress since you had lethal burn in hand? No, I don't think so. I think I want to make sure the field resolves, because like they obviously bounced it with the intention of sending it back, with the intention of being able to counter on the way back down. And like they had sabotage, so like if I would have led on Electrostatic Field, they would have just sabotaged my field. These things look so similar. They're just like a pile of lightning bolts. This start's really good. Fantastic draw. I mean, I feel like the Duress did what we wanted it to do, right? Like, Duress getting to eat counterspells for 1 mana seems pretty profitable for us, because, like, otherwise counterspells are going to eat our more powerful burn spells, so we just, like, trade out weaker burn spells for Duresses to fit our more powerful burn spells through. The deck fitting is pretty statistically insignificant, and having to commit to one color over getting both all the time is not good. The amount of cards you have to draw for the deck thinning to be statistically relevant is a pretty absurd number. I'm glad you've been jamming Arena. I'm sick of Modern at this point, and after the Invitational, I might trade everything away. Yep. Variety's the spice of life, so we're not going to do just Standard on here, but we'll probably scale back Modern when we get a new non-rotating format. Do we miss the Wendy-sponsored entertainment? No, the Wendy... So everything on the bounty board basically pays me based on the number of viewers that I have while I do it. So we'll be doing the Wendy segment later in the stream when we have more viewers built up. We just went live like 20 minutes ago. But I like Modern. You're allowed to like Modern. I personally prefer interactive, more engaging games of Magic. Risk Factor is such a messed up card sometimes. Modern doesn't rotate. Modern is a non-rotating format. I'm pretty sure this is a Fight with Fire Lava Coil. You like being the slowest deck in Modern? You like losing? Is that what you said? Liking losing is a weird thing, but to each their own. So the way Twitch streams work, Ryland, is you basically build viewers up to a certain point, and then once you hit that point, you about stay there. And my build up, especially while playing Arena, is usually like 15 to 1600. Yeah, I don't like Duress here. The Duresses are definitely for the counterspell matchups. I think the Lightning Strikes are probably a little clunky. I like the Sovereign Spike because buffering our health total is nice when we're racing. I mean, Legacy's always been more interactive on average than Modern, and the reason why Legacy is so incredibly interactive is because, like, the blue cards are so busted that they slot better into interactive decks than degenerate decks. No, Modern's never going to rotate. Modern's a non-rotating format, which means it will just get bigger as time goes on. Zuko TV, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I'm gonna snap this off. Let's keep it. What about Price of Fame in the sideboard? I think you'd want to just play more Fight with Fire, Gorks. Fight with Fire is like a card that kills those things you're talking about, while also being more flexible. Look at that. Never didn't have it. I'm glad there's not Justice on this stream, or I'd be really in trouble. People are talking about a new non-rotating format because they're sick of dying on turn 3 in Modern, and non-rotating formats are some of the best Magic has to offer. People love playing Magic because Magic's a great game, but being able to like have a deck that's yours that you get to like latch onto and love forever is like something that's very appealing. I don't mind losing. Have you seen some of the lists I played? I have, Inner. Wow, that's incredibly rude. Run, Forrest, run! Morning, Jackal Girl. I think the printing of cards like Force would fix Modern. Why does Modern need to be fixed? What's wrong with it? And no, I don't think it would really change much. Force of Will is not going to help you beat Tron. Spoilers. Spoilers, you're still dead to Tron with Force of Will. I'm doing swell, Jekyll Girl. I actually really like the afternoon starts because I get time to go to the gym in the morning then. Get to get my exercise in. That feels good. Do I play in competitive events anymore? Not really. Competitive Magic's just kind of frustrating as a whole. I played an Open earlier this year, and I'm going to play the Invitational in December because I top 8'd the Open, but competitive Magic's just really not my thing. It's very expensive and has a lot of frustrating aspects to it. Clearly the answer is Wasteland. Yep. Obs, the answer is Wasteland. No, I'm not playing the Grand Prix this weekend. I decided that traveling to play in a Magic tournament sounded like lighting a bunch of money on fire. The reason why I'm going to the Invitational in December is because people on stream donated for me to go. Hey, I'm lighting other people's money on fire. All right, so they're at 4. So we got this risk factor in the bin and the sword point diplomacy in hand. You sound like the government, right? What makes Legacy last long other than turn 3, Force of Will, and Wasteland? I mean, Wasteland's a big part of it. A big part of what makes Legacy so focused is that the decks that are good in Legacy are so much more consistent than the other decks because they all play this ponder brainstorm core along with Force of Will. I want to watch but no, that doesn't, you know, honestly, remember, you can't take it with you, chat. You should spend money on your basic life necessities, and then anything you have past that, you should spend on things that make you happy. Yeah, you're very dead, friendo. Very, very dead. What you think makes it have... There's a lot that goes into it. A big part of it is that Legacy doesn't actually have that big of a playable card pool because the consistency and redundancy you get from Brainstorm Ponder is huge, and it makes those decks much better than a lot of the other decks in the format. And there's a lot of complexity that goes into like building a format, especially with the deep card pool. It's White Weenie a bad matchup for this deck? I have no idea. So for people that are new to the stream, I stream decks that people submit to me to be played. So that's my third match we played with this deck. We went 1-1 against Jeskai Control. The match we lost, they had Lyra early both games, and then we just beat that Drake's deck, it looked like. What if all good cantrips were banned in Legacy? Would it be more or less variety? It would be much more varied. If Legacy had to play Serum Visions and Sleight of Hand as their cantrips, there would be a lot more variety in the format. Because the non-blue decks would have similar amounts of consistency to the blue decks. Thanks, Dunshare. I appreciate it. For people that are coming in, if you didn't hear when I said it earlier, we're going to be having a sponsored segment. We've hit the big time, chat. We've got a real corporate sponsor. We picked up a Wendy's sponsorship off the bounty board. So if you want to support my content, make sure you leave the stream on all day today. Hang out. Never understood why people like playing Magic and then say they like playing X deck because it's an active opponent isn't the reason they playing just to win. Ask because interacting with other people is what makes the game fun. Well, one of the reasons why Magic is great. So the problem with your statement there, Drake, is that you're assuming that everybody enjoys Magic in the same way you do. And one of the reasons why Magic is such a great game is because Magic is a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and not everybody else has to enjoy Magic in the same way you do. And it's okay to play Magic because you enjoy being interactive, but because some other people don't do that, that doesn't mean they're wrong. Cruel Bargain's the best cantrip in Legacy. I know someone asking for a complimentary timeout when I see one. I have no idea, D. Brian. I gotta imagine the White Weenie matchup's much better in the games where you draw your O4s. You saying Teferi players aren't bad and wrong people? That is in fact what I'm saying. Ooh, an Abzan ramp deck? What if they're playing dinos? If they're playing dinos, they probably wouldn't be on Grow from the Ashes. 4-color? Yeah, it could be some kind of weird Lich variation. Whoa! That's aggressive. All right. Yes. Teferi's the best cantrip. He's close. He's close. This is ramping away too. So they're at 12. I've got 5 points in hand. I've got 4 points in play. We're getting to the point where we can start casting draw 3s and casting other spells in the same turn, which is great. You see like a Gift of Paradise here. That would what the manual untapping would probably imply, I think. Targeting their land. Yeah, Gift of Paradise, sure. Yeah, could be some kind of 5-color Lich variation. Use all my mana as efficiently as possible here. They could be an Omniscience deck. You're not wrong. Sure. Man, could they cast Omniscience next turn? They'll have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can cast Omniscience next turn, right? How did my wife and I choose my son's name? Just baby book. Book of baby names. No draw before combat for hasty Lava Runners. Maybe I should. I don't know. If they have counter spells, I wanted to wait till their turn to like give them a chance to sequence a little bit better. But yeah, I guess we could have hit hasty Lava Runners. One of the things that I think is going to be important to realize is that this deck that we're playing, while it kind of looks like an aggressive deck, this deck is actually more of like a mid-range control deck the way it works. Like we go long a little bit consistently. I don't know, it's weird, AGH. I don't want to call it bad, it's unique though. What? That's so random. Why would you let me draw 3 earlier and then take 4 from the second one? Yeah, they can pay and make a token here. So they have to decide. We're definitely drawing the 2 lands. They have to decide if they want to give us the risk factor or not. I gotta imagine they want to give us the risk factor. Just like give us all of these, yeah. They might take 4 here since I'm tapped out. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because they're gonna get to make a Dawn of Hope token and gain 1 from that. And they're gonna gain 1 next turn. Oh, weird. What is in their hand? I didn't attack because they have Dawn of Hope and can make a 1/1 life linking token. I didn't want to trade this for a 1/1 life linking token at that point in time. Fair. Fair. Alright. I don't know what they're doing. This is really... So this doesn't actually show you... There's actually a basic mountain in my sideboard that doesn't show up in your sideboard on Arena, apparently. That you get to board in when you board in Fight with Fire and Angrath. I think this is a Duress matchup, but I don't actually know what they're doing. How do I get 3 mythic wild cards without spending $50? Have you tried being luckier? Now, I think I want Fight with Fire. There's probably a good chance that they have, like, Aurelias and Shalais in their deck, so, like, having this to kill those seem fine. It's possible I want both Banefires for that same reason. Yeah, I know I don't have to switch. It's just, like, built into my brain. So, like, it's gonna take me probably a week or two to untrain myself from, like, clicking into that other view. It's very possible I should cut 2 more lightning strikes and have 2 Banefires in my deck here. Alright, this game's gonna be an uphill battle. This card's so good. This card is subtly just very, very good in this format. Alright, well, it doesn't get more uphill than that. Alright, need a black source here. Will I play Izzet Drakes today? Yeah, that's gonna be the second deck we play today. So the decks that are listed in my stream title, those are decks that we have coming up today. Loving the content, keep up the great work. Journeys, John Z, not Journeys. I always had letters to words. Thank you for the 6 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for the half a year. Honestly, if they settle me next turn, that's probably okay for me, right? Ugh. Their health total is going in the wrong direction, chat. Reprint Sulfuric Vortex. The anniversary of my subbing, which means it's been a month since I've been timed out. I mean, I can't have you feeling bad about that. Thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. Happy Friday to everybody out there. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. Later, we're gonna have a Friday. Unban Rampaging Ferostodon. I want to say, as a longtime Magic player, I gave up a couple of years ago, but your Arena content is the reason I downloaded and playing Magic again. That's awesome. Yeah, Arena's a lot of fun. If I'm being completely honest, Arena is a type of Magic software that I honestly never thought was going to exist. Like, almost a half a year down, and honestly doesn't feel like it's been that long. Thank you, Uncle Gale. Welcome back. Yeah, honestly, like... Yeah, black source would be pretty good here. All right. They're at 23, so I'm just gonna attack everything here. It's like play all around to seal away.
Too old for this.
Getting too old for this. Maybe their hand is really bad, and then we have a chance. You play Risk Factor, you're the late game deck. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pack it in here. I don't fully know what they're doing either, but I'm gonna call it good enough. Call it good enough. So like I know from like a technical standpoint that having the option to play draw there is like technically good to have, but I really wish I had an option in here to just like disable it, because I always want to go first. Are there any good aggro decks in Standard? Yeah, white splash red aggro is very good. Mono red aggro is very good. There's a mono blue tempo deck that's very aggressively slanted. There are some green-based Stompy decks that are not fantastic, but they're playable. Hey, Death Star, thank you for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Get out of here. Yeah, that Teferi looks like a problem for future Jeff. Yeah. Yeah, all these decks that don't have their shock land definitely leave a bit to be desired. All right. All right, so this is gonna deal 3, and we'll draw 2 cards here. Future Jeff is a sucker. He really is. That's pretty good. Just like divination bolt you. I think your client is bugged. Your thoughts these didn't cost you too. Darn magic software. Always giving me a leg up. That was a good pickup. No, they've not missed a land drop. They were on the play. What is this deck? The opponent's deck, we have no idea. Our deck is black, red, burn. You have both risk factor and sword point and what should be played first. It depends on a couple of situations. I think if they don't have access to counter spells, you're probably supposed to start with sword point every time. But if they do have access to counter spells, you probably want to risk factor through instead. Gifts forgiven. Thank you for the 3-month resub. Thanks for the quarter of year. Welcome back. Yeah, I mean, like, it feels like Hex because Hex felt a lot like Magic, right? And just like, it's like, just like a playable client. Kill you. Boop. Five color dead to lightning bolt. Arena's client is a ton better than Hex. Yeah, in some ways it's a lot better. In other ways, it still leaves a bit to be desired, but it's definitely newer and less mature, right? Submitted sometime back. Feel free to make swaps. Yeah, definitely gifts forgiven. That's one of the beauties of being able to play on the ladder, right? I can make changes to decks in between matches. Look at that. Past Jeff didn't even screw future Jeff there. Just like killed him before the Teferi came into play. Yes, yeah, the gameplay is infinitely better. The rate of play. Hex was clunky in a lot of the same ways Magic Online was clunky. Deal in. If this deck could play like 8 Ghitu Lavarunners, I would be super happy. Is this the same person? What's your take on Selesnya right now? I don't really have a hot take. Yeah, looks like the same person. They missed a land drop though. It's really good for us. Where's Taylor? Yeah, it's just like, it really just wants like a second playable red creature. A second playable 1-mana red creature, sorry, asterisk. Alright, fine. I wanted to start dealing damage to them here, but here we are. Esper definitely gets better than Jeskai, but Esper gains more than Jeskai gains, but Jeskai will also get better with Hallowed Fountain. Like, Esper's like pretty crippled right now because it's a 3-color combination that only has 1 shock land, so like gaining a second will be a big deal for them. I guess I wasn't considering that Treasure Cove could flip, so they could sweep my board here. If they break treasures and sweep my board, I'm gonna be pretty sad. We could get like double Clarion here. Gift of Paradises, whatever. My Burning Company deck is 6 from the top. Is it likely to get played on Monday? Yeah, likely. I'm gonna stream some Modern over the weekend too, so 2 mana, 6 damage. In. Star City is offering an invite to February's Pro Tour in Cleveland to the winner of the Season 2 Invitational. Sweet. I don't win tournaments, so I don't have to worry about things like that. People always like, what token would you be, Jeff? And I was like, that's a problem that people who win tournaments have to figure out. And as someone who doesn't do that, I don't have to worry about it. How many trophies do I own? 0. I guess I technically have a quarterfinalist trophy from the invitational I top 8 in. They give you little trophies for top 8ing invitationals. Do super IQs only award 1 invite now? Erdia, welcome. Have a good class. I haven't seen anything Fight with Fire can kill. Let's do those on the board for now. Oh, yeah. That's fine, though. Making the invitationals more exclusive is, like, better for the people that are qualifying for them. Oh. I don't think that's true, Big Kitty. Like, we've been conceding to people gaining mass amounts of life, but I think if, like, people aren't gaining health, we have a lot of longevity. Like, we're losing to, like, double Fountain of Renewal or, like, Lyra swinging, sure. But, like, those are pretty specific circumstances. I guess I haven't played, like, the PT red decks, or, like, the red decks that have, like, done well at the Grand Prix. So I feel like I'm having a hard time imagining this deck being better than the traditional mono red decks. Like, your mana's worse, and like not having access to more powerful creatures and Frenzy seems kind of like nonsense. Evening, Dan N. Good luck tomorrow. Angrath's okay. I don't know, like, what Grixis deck wants Angrath, though. I don't know that I believe that that card's worth playing. Nobody wants to go to Cleveland. Am I not playing the GP tomorrow? I am not. Take one more step at a one more draw step at a black source.
I will defend my allies. How convenient. An excellent choice.
I have some Phyrexian scriptures. Alright. So you're saying there's a chance. Usually 10 a.m. is when coverage starts. I assume they let us draw 3 here, because like all of these cards deal damage to them, so they might as well make me pay mana for them. Sure. You play more Arena this weekend? I don't know if I'm going to do more Arena this weekend. I'm definitely going to do stream at some point, but it might just be Modern this weekend, because I might have to stream during the Grand Prix, and my standard numbers will be bad while streaming during a standard Grand Prix. I will definitely be online, but I don't know that I'm necessarily going to do more standard over the weekend. Today's going to be all standard, though. I'm planning to do 5 or 6 decks today. Well, that hand's poop. What would I consider the hardest part of my job as a full-time streamer, and why? Reminding myself constantly that not everybody is worth interacting with, and that when 2 people are yelling at each other, if one of them's an idiot, it's hard to tell them. It's hard to tell them apart sometimes. So ignore. Don't feed the trolls. Basically, is probably my personal hardest part.
Good choice.
And that's definitely to do with my personality too, the type of person that I am. You think we're winning? I don't think we're winning. I gotta rebuild the Whelm, but I'm having a hard time shoveling with this sword. What's going on, Zepvoid? Thanks for the 7 months. I don't think this deck's very good. It's felt really clunky and awkward. We keep having games like this where I just like have a bunch of spells in my hand and just can't cast them fast enough. Wizard Lightning has been like super awkward. It just keeps being this three mana deal 3, and that's just really not good enough. Like, they don't even have to draw another fountain for this to be over. Like, they just get to start making tokens with Dawn of Hope. They just like can't win anymore. I'm gonna wait a hot second to queue in again because we played that same person twice in a row. I think we're gonna play one more match with this, but this really just feels like bad mono red. Just like what it's doing. We keep getting choked on mana. It just doesn't feel very pleasant. The chill time? Yeah, that's a good idea while we wait for the next one to pop. How we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, afternoon, and good night to everybody. My name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm playing Magic here 30, 40, 50 hours a week. We play basically nothing but constructed Magic here on this channel. We play a ton of standard here in Arena. We also play a ton of modern on Magic Online. If you find yourself enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me here day in and day out. I wouldn't be here without their wonderful support. Fast subscribing and also support myself by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleep with Lisa for the last 4 months now and really love it. I don't think we'd ever go back to traditional pillow top mattress. You can save $160 or more on your new mattress with them by checking out links at bit.ly/HugelBedUS and bit.ly/HugelBedCA. Are you someone that thinks you always find the best possible line while playing a match of Magic the Gathering? Why don't you put your skills to the test? Head on over to possibilitystorm.com and find over 80 Magic puzzles. They put out new ones there every single week that range in varying difficulties. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles using promo code Jeff5. You can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And of course, you might have heard my shuffling deck going there. BCW Supplies would love to help you protect your very valuable Magic the Gathering cards. They do wonderful sleeves like my Elite cards here, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic stuff. And you can save 10% on all your orders at BCWSupplies.com by using code Jeff10 at checkout. Let's pop back in here and try one more match with this. This one really hasn't felt too fantastic. Did they have enough to make 2 creatures? They did not. But we couldn't kill them the following turn and they would have made more and more. This seems fine. In best of ones, do you think arena starting algorithm changes how you build your mana bases? I'm gonna do what more people should do. I'm gonna tell you that I haven't done the math to know whether or not it changes the starting mana bases, so I'm not gonna sit here and just make stuff up and lie to you. So the answer to that question is do the math or find someone else who's done the math. The Grand Prix this weekend is tomorrow and Sunday. I guess I'm just getting rid of this. Just get my head in here. Okay, no land seems good for us. Let's cast this one. Math is hard, to be fair. It just, you know, you shouldn't just make stuff up. If you're not the president of the United States, don't go on the record lying. Thank you, closer. I appreciate it. So next turn we get to go field into Sword Point Diplomacy, and then hopefully play some Sovereign Bites the following turn. I have one more. I have one more lava. I have lava coils in my deck. I can also draw like a shock to go with this wizard lightning. I love the pirates deck, but I have one issue: people concede too quickly. It's a good problem to have, to be fair. The answer to your dumb question is yes, because you participated in MTG Finance. I don't know if there's anything wrong with our day. I think it's just like not very good. I'm just I've got cannonades and some blockers and some extra lava coils and stuff, so we're gonna play this out. But yeah, this deck just doesn't feel particularly fantastic. Yeah, it's okay against strong control decks. The problem is that, like, I think the well-built control decks in this format have things like Lyra and Crackling Drake and the 6/6 Demon, and like those cards are gonna let them close very quickly against a deck like this. Your opponent just like lets you draw cards and like kills you with this big bomb. Maybe I'm supposed to strike this. I don't know. Kind of just want to curve out here. It's like two twos. All right, that one killing that one is not optional. You know, I should probably wait and kill that on their turn because they're not going to explore in response, and this way they could play an explore creature. I didn't Lava Coil it because they're a what's it called deck. They're a Shalai deck, and this can kill a Shalai later. They are almost certainly going to give me something else that I need to Lava Coil before this game is done. Like, we lost last game to Shalai, so I'm not gonna like bin my Shalai answer when I don't have to. This also, look at that. I am just the smartest in the finish, chat. I always love when you're like, this is why I didn't do the thing, and then the thing comes up right away. Hadouken. Come at me, elf. You have something to punish me for blocking a 1/1? Nope. Deal. So I want to play this before I play my land because, like, knowing whether or not I have a land could impact my opponent's decisions here. And they should just give me all 3 of these cards most likely because they take 3 from them regardless. I guess they take 4 if they give them to me. I guess giving them to me technically means they take 4, but I have to spend mana this way. Alright, this game feels pretty good. Kept their things off the table, slowly grinding them out. Yeah, we also gain life with Sovereign's Bite too, that's true. It's possible maybe they're supposed to bin the bites then. So I'm dead, basically. I can put them to 1. I think I'm killing a soldier token here. We'll like kill 1, trade with the other, they'll go to 8. Oh, they're going to 6, sorry, because the strike's gonna kill this. Sure. So, risk factor or sword point diplomacy could be very, very good for us here. All right, we're at at 29. So like, I'm just saying there's a chance. You guys should leave the token. Yeah, I guess if I struck them, they'd be one though. Striking the token only loses us 1 point of damage. Because the strike dealt 3 but denied gaining them 2. I love redraws, chat. They're my favorite. I think I'm supposed to do this, actually. Just, like, take my 3 redraws next turn. Oh, crap. They get to... crap. Crap. Oh, this deck is terrible. Danon, I would not play this deck at the Grand Prix if I were you. Unless you love it. If you love it, it's probably fine. This... Yeah, I don't... Like, I could have, like, tried to draw a shock there in 3, I guess, but... This deck just felt like a really clunky mono red deck. Like, these... The efficiency of what this deck is doing just isn't good enough. There's not enough wizards in the deck to consistently make this be 1 mana, so that was clunky. And like, when you have 12 3-mana spells, just like all these draw 3s just aren't good enough. You don't have enough resources. You don't have enough resources to like push through what's going on. Please keep in mind, if you want to criticize my play or make a mistake, you are welcome and encouraged